I'm strong and I fucking believe in me. Oh, I am free. Yeah. I'm pushing myself, growing.
All right, we are here tonight with the one and only Miss Jules. And you want to start off by giving an intro for everyone who should be listening to your music but does not yet, and should be eating your cakes and desserts but does not. Anyways, go ahead, get friends, go.
Oh, I'm getting promoted on every aspect of my life. Thank you.
You're right.
My name is Julie. I go by Jules. And on Friday the 5th, I released a 3-part EP that dives into my trauma, but in a sort of uplifting and motivational way. And I really encourage you to just let me know what you think, or like pop out to it, because I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
Yes. Oh my god.
Honestly, had that on repeat, bro. I was so proud. I was literally crying. Shout out Fernie, and Fernie was like, "Oh my god, like I'm in tears." I'm like, "Preach." We're all out here. So.
Well, Fernie was a big contributing factor. Without him, this definitely wouldn't have been a thing. So definitely, Fernie was
awesome.
incredible.
I know Bella loved it too. I love.
Oh yeah.
Bella was bored.
Thank you. It's like a baby. It's kind of like I just let out my diary, my own personal mini version of me.
I love that. I love that so much.
I love that.
Honestly.
So do you want to get started with?
Oh yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead, girl. With your, if you got a question, go ahead, girl.
Okay, so let's start with the questions. What's your earliest memory that you have of singing or picking up an instrument?
Oh my goodness. Well, the first one that came to my mind was at Christmas. I think I was like 5 years old. I got a karaoke machine, and my cousin Sophie and we used to love to sing together, and it was Christmas. We were singing Rudolph. And I just remember like popping off on her because she got the lyrics wrong.
Love that.
I was like, no, this is how you sing it. I don't know if like that's maybe the memory I should share because I come across as a diva, but that's genuinely what came to mind. So.
From the young, ripe age of like infants, like just out here. I love that so much. I'm obsessed. Yeah, like truly. Do you remember the lyrics like that she screwed up?
Oh no, definitely not. My memory is not that great to be honest.
Yo, shout out, like if she was watching this, like you're back.
You know what? Actually, I feel like I probably traumatized her. So, Soph, if you remember the lyrics, like write it in the comments so that people can know. I'll have her.
I love that.
Oh my god! But yeah, that's so awesome. Like you just got into it. So yeah, in terms of like, did you always start writing your own music? Did you record covers first, like on stage? How was that for you? What was the first kind of song that you learned?
I mean, I guess I would have to say covers because I was very fortunate enough. I had a very good childhood where I had like I spent most of the summers with my cousins and friends, and every year from like I guess as early as 3 years old, I was following in the footsteps of my cousins. I don't remember this. This is why I didn't share it. Okay. But, you know, we were singing on the little shelter stage at a campsite every Labor Day from, I would say, like 3 years old to 15 years old. But lyrics, I only really started writing seriously towards the end of elementary school. And I think that came from, you know, different emotions. I was also heavier, so I was made fun of a lot, which is not an excuse, by the way.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. But
I guess for me, it was always easier to express myself through music. So I guess having that outlet was also, it's like a double-edged sword. Like it's like a rough period, but also the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I think that is like been a continuous throughout my whole musical career, quote unquote.
Definitely.
Honestly, I'm just like picturing like a little Jules just like in 6th grade, little notebook, like I love it. Pardon me?
I said baby bools. I definitely had notebooks actually. I'm sure I could find some like probably some funny lyrics. Because I can definitely say that my reading skills have elevated since 6 years old. I would love to see what I wrote. If I
Yeah,
could even say, who knows?
I love that though, honestly. Truly, like it's just cute. It's just so cute.
Definitely.
I don't know. I feel like you were like you'll just be like, oh, like y'all mean to me? Okay, let me just go write a song about y'all. Okay. Like
Oh,
The
totally.
accent came out.
girl, I don't know. I love the aesthetic, like the spirit, the like I don't know, the vibe. Just your musical vibe, who you are as a person. I'm you know,
Thank you. This is so empowering. I love
I
that.
know we're empowered by you. Your music is so empowering, girl. Honestly, like it's the struggle with like shout out COVID, ha ha, shout out confinement, shout out like all these like boulders in the way, and everyone's just trying to live their best life. And then when new music, like when I listen to new music, I'm just like this hopefully this will make me feel better, and like yours did, and like your whole like your essence, I don't know, it really
Yeah.
shifts the mood and really like helps.
This means everything. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you.
Yeah, Coco, do you want to take it? Because I'm about to get emotional.
Oh, yes, okay. So speaking of Fernie, how did you meet Fernie and how did that friendship blossom?
Oh my
into-
goodness. I'm like, he's gonna scream when he hears that I tell this story. So I had heard of Fernie because we all went to John Abbott, and that's actually where KFTU formed. So of course, like musicians kind of find themselves, and so by the water I'd heard samples of his work, and I always thought he was extremely talented. Didn't know anything about him other than that, and to my surprise, I go to a party one day for a friend's birthday, and he's just there, and I was like, hey boo, I know you, and he started screaming, and I think just right away we got along. We were laughing, we started making videos, and then I just told him, he said he released music, and I said, hey, listen, like, go play it, go see the DJ and go put it on. And then I think we both have really strong characters, and I think they blended really well together. I think we brought out that chaotic, respectful but chaotic energy.
Crazy, but like pure though.
Yeah. And then like next semester, out of all the odds, I've been at Abbott for a long time already, he shows up and he's in my class. And so screams. It was a great semester. We were like, I was like rubbing up on his leg sometimes to make him laugh, like, because the class was dreadful.
Like an option
If
class.
anyone knows Fernie, you would hate that.
Girl, but was it like a program class or like a regular like gen ed?
It was program class. Like we were in the same program and everything, and like never crossed paths till the party, and then it was like fake. Yeah.
I love that. Honestly, like I don't even know, dude. Like we're all like shout out Abbott, whatever. Like hell, we talk about all the time, but it's kind of like everyone like when like the struggles of Abbott, and that it's like it is what it is, and it's just like we just out here like you said, like everyone, like artists are drawn to one another, and you kind of get along or you don't.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll segue back to Abbott actually, because it might come in another question, so I'm gonna hold off. But if we don't, I'll tell you guys an interesting fact about Abbott and how it relates to this EP. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, as far as the EP goes, yeah, so I guess it kind of coincides. Where and how was it written? Like what length of time? Basically, like what was the process for you as a singer-songwriter, as an artist? Like what are you inspired by kind of for that?
So this is a long one, if that's okay. Because
good.
Love it.
Because this is a project that I would say has been ongoing since 2016 is when the first part of the EP was written. Well, so interestingly enough, so at John Abbott, I actually I acquired, that's like I don't even know the word to say. I had a drug addiction. It's where it started, it's where it stemmed, it's also where it's ended. So that's good.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But yeah, so Abbott was a real struggle for me. I was also dealing with a lot of, you know, unaddressed issues and like everyone else. And for me, my unhealthy coping mechanism was doing drugs because I could forget, and that's all I wanted to do. So during that time was very rough. I wasn't singing, I wasn't writing music, I was barely showing up to class. I don't know how I graduated Abbott, especially with the grades I had. Like, honestly, go me. Go me. But it got too much at one point. I needed help, and I got the help. But, you know, I had started writing some music, but I kept on blocking, I think maybe for many reasons, notably like self-esteem issues and maybe not completely knowing who I am for various reasons. Like, the lyrics weren't coming, the music was coming, but the lyrics were not coming. And they only started coming when I faced my demons. So when I stopped doing drugs and actually went to therapy and really dug deep onto why I wanted to forget. And that's when the lyrics came flooding. And I wrote the lyrics to all the songs in a matter of like 4 hours.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So much.
So that, like, the lyrics just, I think the thing with songwriting is it's not like it just comes to you right away, but when it does, it like flows. So you have to take that moment to jot it down somewhere, even if you like voice memo it or anything, because those moments, like, to me, that's what created the whole EP, and that was the moment of gold. And had I not seized that opportunity, who knows? We don't focus on what ifs, but yeah. I'm just saying it was very important to me. And so that's where the EP kind of grew.
I love that. Honestly, that resonates, the songwriting, because like I feel you, girl. I have 4 notebooks. I have over 8,000 notes in my phone, and I'm a crazy, anyway, I'm not crazy, but like, it's like, I agree with you. It's literally word vomit. I'll be in the shower and I'm like, ah! And I keep repeating it. So like I have the idea, and then I get out and I'm like, notebook, no, notebook. And then I'm like, honestly, girl, I love that for you. I love that you're just like, it came to me.
Well, you know, I say that, but mind you, like, everything was reworked, right? It's not like I wrote the lyrics and then we recorded next day.
No,
like,
obviously, yeah. No,
yeah, but I do agree with you that those like word vomit moments are the most important ones, because they really, you get like the raw emotion of what you're feeling, and that can't be faked. I find in music, especially, you can't fake. You know when the lyrics are trying to be rhymed. You know when the lyrics are unnatural, and that moment was perfect for it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love that, honestly. Like, so just authentic, because authenticity, like you said, literally, like, you could have let's, for example, I don't know, like talking about like, I don't know, for just like first reality show that popped into my head, Jersey Shore. I don't know. Like, everyone.
My mom's from there. Did you know that? She literally
really?
grew up on Seaside
from the
Heights.
Jersey Shore.
Yeah, she grew up on Seaside Heights and everything. Yeah, from
Oh
New
my
Jersey.
God.
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm not kidding. That's so funny. Anyway, continue with your Jersey Shore. I just had to say.
Jules' mom, I guess.
That is so cool.
I didn't even know that. I knew your mom was like American, but I did not know this. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Jonesy.
So yeah, it's like everyone after that show, you know, hit, and like I loved it. But for me, I'm not gonna go be like, like I'm gonna get this spray tan in GTL and like, you know, do the, like, I was like a grimy ass teenager. I'm not gonna lie here. I'm still like, anyways, not about me, but my point is, like, you can't fake who you, like, when you fake who you are, especially as an artist, singer, songwriter, or like, because that's the thing, like, you can be, there's a difference between singer, songwriter, and then people who just like, they like those artists that just like, oh, it's not my song, I didn't write it, I'm just singing the word, like that. There's no problem with that, but it's like, for me personally, like, I agree with you. It's like you could see sometimes when it's like a facade, you know?
Well, yeah, that's super important that you say that too. And I think you said it perfectly too, is before you could write good song lyrics, in my opinion, I could be wrong. So if someone can disprove me, I'm more than welcome. But you have to be unapologetically yourself, yeah, to be able to write the strongest lyrics, in my opinion.
Period.
Yeah, because they hit harder when they're like 100% authentic.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't create something great. I just personally, I feel like that's where it's at.
Definitely.
Yeah, no. Like, so you literally started writing everything 2016?
Yeah, yeah. The first part of the songs were chosen and discussed in 2016.
Wow, I love that so much. Honestly, like it's crazy because it's like we met. When did we meet? I was like, I would say like around 2 years, which it seems like nothing.
Yeah, you met me, I would say. So what I've been saying.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
you met me a little bit before or after, give or take.
yeah, which is crazy to me.
I'm not too sure.
Because I'm like, how did that time? It's weird time. I don't know.
Time flies. Yeah,
But
it's
honestly,
definitely.
because I just remember
Definitely.
it because I was at like I go by time when it's like I'm a visual person, so I'm like, which apartment did I live at? And
Yeah, yeah. No, I know which apartment you lived at, but I won't expose them.
yeah. So it's like, and then we went for sushi. It was lovely. This is such a lovely evening.
Mm,
Um, but yeah,
that's
like
how you win me over.
crazy.
Sushi.
2016. I love the like timeline. It's like perfection, like the process, the artistic process, the artistic integrity, just the time helps. Like I think perfection is like kind of like it's like a for people like like practice makes perfect. What is perfection? I feel like it's just like a figment. Like you could aspire to be perfect, but I mean no one is obviously.
Perfection is in the imperfection, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like
100%.
you can
Mhm.
it's just like how you look at things, but I just love that you put your like blood, sweat, tears, heart and soul, like everything you had, and you could tell.
Everything. Thank you.
It's wow. For sure. But yeah, I wanted to ask because I was just super curious. Which three albums, EPs or LPs of like 2020 resonated with you the most? And also your top three of all time. I know that's very hard, but most like influential.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's interesting because I could actually, oh, it's gonna sound so cheesy, but I could back it up with Spotify. Okay, so no one come at me. But my number one most listened songs are Fernie's songs. So that tells you something in itself. Like there, you can't. Spotify said it, so it's
Yeah,
fact.
that's
But I guess 2020. What a year, eh? It's like I'm trying to put it in perspective of what music I was listening to because I kind of I think personally I separate 2020 in two sections. The beginning of 2020 was very, very difficult for me. The end of it was actually very nice.
okay.
So I think my music, what I was listening to, also probably like changed throughout that time. Like if I look at my playlist now, I'm listening to much more upbeat, funky music. Um, but you know, a couple months ago, I was listening to a lot of classical piano. Believe it or not.
I love that. I love that. Oh my
It's
god,
very
we could talk
peaceful
about
for
that
the
for
mind.
days, honestly. Like composers or pianists or like which kind of an
Anything.
origin, country of origin, like
Like shuffle, just like a Spotify playlist of
Spotify
like.
playlist. I love that. Honestly, those are the go-to lot.
Yeah. I'm gonna say like of all time though, I think 2020 is actually harder for me because I'm really it's kind of ironic because I want people to listen to my stuff, but I have a very hard time remembering artist names. The hardest time.
Honestly, I
That's
go
me.
by album, I go by songs. People are like, "Who's your favorite singer?" I'm like, "I can't tell you."
The one that did this way. Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely on the same wavelength as
Like,
you.
okay, yeah.
But my favorite song of all time is A Great Gig in the Sky by Pink Floyd. So I don't know if you ladies have heard that, but
No, girl. I had a whole rock fit. Like, I think it was Sec 3 to 5 was my like classic rock. And Fernie also, we always like jam when we were like hang out. It was a lot of that. So
mhm.
I absolutely love. Pardon?
Sorry. I think it was more than just rock for that song. It's the fact that the backup singer does not say a single word in the whole song, and yet you know exactly what she's saying. You close your eyes and listen to it, and you know what she's saying. And that to me is like what I would aspire to be as a musician is to be able to not have to say any words, but just be able to literally sing to you how I feel. Whew. Yeah.
I,
That's
I
awesome.
I feel like I don't know, it really depends. Like it depends on the city where you are. Like I was saying this to a friend the other day. I feel like Montreal, like a lot of artists kind of come and go, or they pass through, or they're from here and they kind of go elsewhere. And it's like, why is that? Because she was like, that's so like bleak. Why? And I was like, I don't really know. I kind of don't mind MTL as much as like I like certain parts more than others. Like I'm not gonna be like it's. I actually like Montreal a lot. There are good aspects of it. As much as people complain and stuff, like you just have to find the gems. And like that being said, I think that there's not like like Julie's music, it's like one of a kind. We already know this, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you I feel like I'm very surprised to hear that like I would have never thought I would never think like you had said that song.
I I don't know. My dad is a drummer. He's been a drummer for 46 years, and
Okay.
he played in this band called Kashmir that was like pretty big in Montreal. They were a Led Zeppelin cover band, and so he
Wow.
was a rock star in the 80s and maybe a little bit in the 90s before he had his children and retired from the life. But I think I have to definitely pat my parents on the back. Is there was always music playing in the house all time, from baby to adults, and I've heard left and right.
Yeah.
And but see, interestingly enough, my favorite artist of all time is J. Cole. So how do you go from Pink Floyd to J. Cole?
Oh my god, I love J. Cole. Oh my god, girl. Okay. Can we okay. Okay, your fave songs by J. Cole, please.
Oh my god, it changes all the time. But I think okay, so I rap Wet Dreams. Like I really love Wet Dreams. I just think it's such a relatable song for, I don't know why I'm saying this, I'm categorizing, but like I just feel like it's a great song for young adults. It's just like funky, fun, and just like reliving a much simpler and interesting time. So I really like that song, but I do like his song Change. It's with Ari Lennox sings in it a little bit. It's those lyrics to me are just so intricate and powerful. So yeah.
I love that you like. I knew you liked J. Cole because you played him in your car one time, and then also what did we listen to? We listened to oh my god, I forget her name. My bad. Okay, never mind. It was like anyways, that'll come to me later. My brain just but that's so I love that you love J. Cole. Honestly, like when his come up was kind of just like, especially in Montreal, like I remember it was like when I first started Abbott, and then it was also like Childish Gambino, like he was like playing. I went to see him at Metropolis and Tell Us Now, and then like it's very like it was basically like so much. I don't know why it was so much good music from like 2013 to 2016 for me personally. I don't know why.
I love how you are able to. I commend you that you're able to set dates on stuff. Like I'm almost like feeling shy right now. I cannot put any dates on anything, but
no worries. Yeah.
I just know that I feed off people from you.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
What were you saying?
I was just saying, I don't know like years or anything. I just know that I feed off of people's music. Like my playlist is a collection of every single person I've interacted with too, because I just think there's like great music everywhere too. So I can't really like, I think it's a great question you guys asked, but one that like I can't properly answer because I'm going to come like every 2 seconds, I'm going to be like, oh, but this person too, Oh.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, like you did answer it though. I feel like everyone's like, I didn't answer a question. I'm like, but it's your answer, so you answered it in your own way.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Because there's no right or wrong answer.
Exactly. There's just like we're just getting to know, like, and just like I don't know, I love just like because there's so much talent. People are like, oh, there's no good new music. There's no good new this. There's no good. I'm like,
You're just not hearing it.
Did you peep it though? Like every time people are like, oh, I can't find any good albums. I'm like, okay. All right.
I love the Discover Weekly tool. I don't know if you like that has changed my life.
Literally.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Other apps need to get on that.
Honestly, they should.
Even the Discover Weekly podcast, we out here.
Yeah, that would be a great idea, actually. That's a very,
Honestly.
yeah.
So yeah, but and even in terms, okay, so you love piano. I know you play piano, and you obviously are a vocalist, and singer songwriter. Just so many talents. Okay. But you play? Did you ever try any other instruments? Do you play? Do you have any hidden like instruments? Like
Hidden
I
talents.
yeah.
see, I'm gonna be like, I think a little cautious with what I'm about to say because I could say that I've like I love sounds and everything, so I've dabbled in quite a bit of instruments, but I could genuinely tell you that the only one that I could consider that I've sort of mastered is singing.
Fair enough.
but I could play the ukulele. I could play the marimbas, believe it or not. So that's like the xylophone, but like
Yeah.
the ones. Could play a mean triangle. No, I'm just kidding. I could play a mean triangle, but like
No triangle kazoo gang. Yeah.
but like just basics. So I wouldn't be able to record the music, but I could, come up with the chords. And I tried guitar, but it hurts my hands so much. I like Christina, props to you because my fingers die after like 10 minutes of playing
Girl,
guitar.
honestly, I'm a crazy person. Like I practiced a lot and my fingers, I remember one time, this was like when I was first learning, my fingers were bleeding and swollen and I just had like, what's it called? What's it called in English? When like the skin peels and it's like
Scabs or blisters?
blisters. Yeah,
Blisters.
thank you.
Yeah.
So like I was practicing basically like I was practicing a song to sing for my mom, like recorded and just like this was back in the day where I just put it on SoundCloud on private. And I sent it to her the link and it was like a Taylor Swift song anyways, but and she was like, wow, like it's like the quality's not great, but like well, how long did it take you? Like 20 minutes? And in my head I'm like, bruh, I practiced this shit for like 2 weeks straight, but okay.
Well, just to reassure you, this is true in every aspect of life. I
Oh,
find
for sure. No, like I'm
that
fully aware.
yeah, like people don't understand the work it takes. Even in retail, people don't understand. Like people just yell when they're frustrated, but they don't understand the work. Like I definitely hear you. Like it's much easier for people to like undermine the work actually put
Oh,
into
for sure.
it. So.
But, like also like
100%.
if you're not an artist or like and like for example, if you go to a restaurant and you're screaming at the waiter because your food there's something wrong with your food, the waiter did not, unless you're like a small business or like the waiter is the owner who's also like a cook but who also oversees anything. Like it really depends obviously on the circumstance. But like or you go to like a like I was gonna say Zellers, R.I.P. Zellers. Because I just grew up in Zellers.
Oh my god, I remember
Oh
Zellers.
my god, sorry. Okay. So let's say you're at like I don't know the Bay and you're screaming at the salesperson for a return and you're like, "Yo, how can you be like a Bay worker?" No. This is like one employee of a whole company, one of the oldest brands in Canada. So like I agree with you. How can you like scream or like you go to Walmart, you're screaming at one person, but let's say you got like rotten vegetables and it's like you're screaming at this poor like you're screaming at an employee when they did not do anything to you personally.
People are human, but it would sometimes be, I think, compassionate. Being compassionate is something that everyone should practice. Like, take the time to like understand that you're being compassionate,
Oh,
and then
100%.
it'll become like natural. So yeah.
No, definitely. But honestly, piano is hard as well. Like I don't play. Okay, it's gonna sound weird. I I commend you on piano and like on vocals and everything because like I don't actually play piano. I literally just learned songs on piano. So I could play like 7 Years by Lucas Graham, but I don't actually like know what I'm doing. Like I know
Yeah,
the
I
like,
think it's
notes or
similar.
whatever, but it's weird.
I mean, I know what the chords mean, but like I started. That's how I learned to play. Is that I would like take a song I liked, and then I would just keep on repeating it until I got it. And
Right.
I'm not a good player. Like I would never, if I was doing a concert, you would not catch me accompanying myself playing piano. It's not happening.
It's hard, honestly, playing guitar and singing like on like playing guitar while simultaneously. Well, it's a mouthful. Okay. Simultaneously singing and playing guitar is very hard because the vocals. A lot of times, I'm just like my vocals are not on. they're not on. They're just not, it's not it. And then you take away the guitar and you're like, but I got it. And then you bring in back the guitar in and you're like, wait. But then it's weird. Sometimes it's like you're playing an instrument and it keeps you on key, or like, and then you take, I don't know, it's such a weird thing. It's such a weird thing. Honestly, it's a weird thing. It's practice, but honestly, like,
it's practice. You have to want to do it. That's true with anything.
for sure.
100%, like anything else in life.
No, for sure. But Bella, I feel like we've been just chatting away and you're just like, girl, I have questions for you.
Well, of course, but I was like, I was in the conversation, you know.
Just vibing.
I was listening.
All of this here, but she's just like vibing and she's just like, I'm listening, but I'm just like a weirdo. And I'm like, if you're not responding me, like, I get anxious. I'm like, are you uninterested?
No, I'm interested. I'm following.
I'm adding you and I'm coming. I'm not coming. It's all love, bro. You know.
I know it is. Well, I felt like we talked a lot about music. How about let's talk a little bit about Jules Sweets? That's how it is, right?
Juju Sweets, actually. But,
okay.
Juju Sweets, wow. I haven't actually, I'm doing a couple cakes. It's funny, while we're doing the interview, I got an Instagram notification asking if I was still doing it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But my first job, so I've been working since I'm 14 years old, actually. I started working at a bakery, and I would do, and by the way, if you decide, in retrospect, if you decide to work at the age of 14, you better read up on your rights, because I got taken advantage of. And I think if you want to hustle, I'm all for that, but also educate yourself on what you're entitled to, because I was working crazy hours and in like high school, like just starting high school. But I used to love baking cakes early in the morning. That's what you did when you started at 6 o'clock. You just sit there and bake cakes for a couple hours. And I picked it up. My boyfriend at the time, it was his birthday, and his family, you know, lives across the world. So I wanted to have a little celebration. So I just, you know, shot my shot at making a cake, like thinking that it would come back naturally. And I mean, the cake wasn't bad. I was very impressed with myself at the time, but that's definitely, it's not like riding a bike. You definitely need to be consistent. But I think that cake is just like, I have a sweet tooth and I definitely bake with love. So I think it's just like a fun little side job that I do, but I try not to keep it too big, because I don't want to start hating baking, because like that's just my little area where I could just, you know, be fun and enjoy myself. So I wouldn't want it to be a hustle, but I do love it, and so I'm always grateful when my friends.
Girl, I see you. Honestly, and your cakes are so spectacular and just like so Jules, just so you could see your personality in the cake, and like just the array and like the arrangements and like I don't know,
design.
Oh, and like just it's like basically like I don't know. I just like when I look at your cakes, I'm just like, okay. Like I want, like I was just telling Fern, like we're doing basically our short film, like Canadian TV production company, where literally it's like an indie little, like, you know, half an hour, 40-minute maybe.
That's
short
cool.
film in the works, and we wanted to do a rap party. If we could do an in-person rap party like outside in the summer at a distance, we're like I'll just tell you right now, shout out, haha. No, we were gonna ask to have you make a cake for like from Juju's Sweet.
Sorry, how'd you make it?
To order a cake for a rap party.
Oh, of course, anytime. I would. There's even like this thing that I wanted to try. Like apparently, you could put like a tube in a cake and like make something come out of it. Like I don't know. I'll like look into it. I don't want to make any false promises. So let me like experiment around first. But I would absolutely love it. It's my pleasure.
Honestly, like girl, it's like I love to hear that. Honestly, experiment all you want. Honestly, like some stuff coming out of a tube, okay. Like okay.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you like? So you just loved, and then you're like, yo, let me just like start doing my little side gig, like, kind of thing.
It just happened naturally. Like I guess I started posting some pictures and I'd get some comments, and someone said, oh, well, can you do like this for me? I guess it was fun in the beginning, because I started doing it like in the beginning of the pandemic. So I guess, you know, businesses were closing, and I guess it was the perfect time because people wanted to experiment. And I think it just like it never, like it's not even a business that's registered. Like it's really just if
Oh,
someone
yeah, it's just like a
me
little thing for Insta.
and says like, oh, can
Yeah.
I have a cake? I'll be like, no problem.
Yeah, no worries. We are running out of time,
Oh no.
unfortunately. However, we just wanted to know, do you have any projects or plans for the near future for music? You're just like, you know, seeing how everyone's loving the EP, but like, what can we expect from Jules? What can we expect? What are your...
Well, I've already started working on some new, I have a lot of voice memos with some new melodies that I wanted to try out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get through this final push at university. I'm studying social work right now, so that's taking
Love
up
it. Love that.
most of my time. But definitely this summer, it's going to be, I'm going to try and put this all together. And I have a lot of inspiration from great friends and people surrounding me, believe it or not. And so I'm looking forward to something very different from what I just released now. So
Yeah.
don't expect anything. No expectations. How about that?
Yeah.
Just
Expect the
get ready.
unexpected.
Honestly, we want to thank you so much for your time, taking the time of your night, busy schedule. And
Well, no, thank you guys for offering me to chat and just have a good end to my night. This was a great way to end my night. So thank you guys.
ah, love
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. It was awesome.